Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're looking at a piece of tech that kind of just blends into the background, until it doesn't work.
Video conferencing hardware.
Exactly. And we're getting specific. We're looking at the Kramer K-CAMHD.
Right. And looking at the specs we have here, our mission today isn't just, a simple review. It's to really understand the huge gap between the webcam on your monitor and the hardware that runs a modern hybrid boardroom.
Because there's a massive difference. We've all been on those calls where the conference room just looks like a dark bowling alley.
And the people at the far end are just these, blurry pixels.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the problem a device like this is built to solve. The KCAMHD is a PTZ camera.
PTZ, so pan, tilt, zoom.
Yep.
Wow.
But it's not a fixed digital eye like a webcam. This is mechanical.
Yeah.
It's a robot.
Okay, let's dig into that PTZ thing. The specs say it has a pan speed up to 100 degrees per second. That sounds fast, but, does a camera really need to be that fast?
In a live meeting, absolutely. If someone at one end of a long table starts talking, you can't have this slow, dramatic pan that takes 5 seconds to get there.
Right. The meeting's moved on by then.
You need it to just snap to the speaker.
Yeah.
And the docs really highlight that the motors are silent, which is so crucial. You can't have a whirring motor sound interrupting your presentation.
Okay, so it moves fast and it's quiet. But the thing that really jumped out at me in the notes was the zoom. It says 12x optical zoom and then 16x digital. I think most people just lump those together.
Oh, and that's a huge mistake. Digital zoom, which is what your phone mostly does, it's destructive. It's just cropping the image and blowing up the pixels. It creates all that noise.
It's that CSI effect, right, where they say enhance and you just get a blocky mess.
Precisely. But optical zoom, which is the star here, is physical. The actual glass lenses inside the camera move. They magnify the light before it ever hits the sensor.
Ah!
So at 12x zoom, you are getting the full, crisp 1080p resolution of someone's face, even if they're at the very back of an auditorium.
So it's the difference between walking closer to a painting versus just squinting at it.
That's a perfect way to put it. And you combine that with a wide 72.5-degree field of view, you can capture the whole room or just one person without losing any quality.
But, crystal clear optics don't matter if the lighting is terrible. And let's be honest, conference rooms are either caves or have a giant window blowing everything out.
And that's where the software has to take over from the hardware. The KCAMHD uses 2 key technologies here, 3D DNR and WDR.
Whoa, hold on. We're drowning in acronyms. Break that down for me.
Okay, so 3D DNR is digital noise reduction. In low light, camera sensors create visual static, that grainy look. This tech compares frames in real time to figure out what's static and just subtracts it.
So it's like noise-canceling headphones, but for video.
Exactly. And WDR is wide dynamic range. That solves your window problem. It balances the super bright parts of the image with the super dark parts.
So the person sitting in front of the window doesn't look like they're in witness protection.
They no longer look like a silhouette. Precise.
That is useful. But I want to circle back to the mechanics. Who is actually controlling this thing during a meeting? I can't imagine the CEO fiddling with a joystick.
And that's the key usability question. It's why the presets feature is so important. This camera can store 255 preset positions.
255? That seems like overkill.
For a small office, maybe. But picture a lecture hall. Preset 1 is the podium. Preset 2 is the whiteboard. Preset 3 is a wide shot of the whole room.
Ah, I see.
With one button on the remote, the camera instantly and silently snaps to that exact spot with the right zoom and focus. You're not driving the camera anymore, you're directing a broadcast.
That sounds incredibly professional, but it also sounds like an IT nightmare to set up.
You'd think so. But here's the clever part. It uses USB 3.0. So for basic use, you just plug it into a laptop, Windows, Mac, whatever, and it just works. It's plug and play.
Okay, but for the AV pros listening, does it play nice with the really complicated rack-mounted stuff?
It does. It has support for RS-232 and IR protocol.
Translate that for the rest of us.
It means it speaks the language of professional control systems. Those fancy touch panels built into boardroom tables. So it can be a simple USB camera, or it can be a part of a huge automated building system.
Which brings us to the price. The MSRP is around $890. Maybe you find it discounted in the low $700. That's a big jump from a $100 webcam.
It is. But you're not buying it for your home office. You're buying it to solve the presence problem for an entire room. It's an infrastructure investment.
It really changes the dynamic, doesn't it? It stops the remote person from just being a passive observer.
It creates a level playing field for everyone.
Which, leads to a final thought for everyone listening. We always think of attending remotely as the compromised experience, the lesser option. But when you have tech with 12x optical zoom and instant presets,
Kind of flips the script.
it does. So with tools like this, are we getting to a point where the person dialing in might actually have a better, clearer view of the meeting than the person sitting in the back of the room?
Thanks for listening to The Deep Dive.